Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Jinx and Jinx. It is a double Jinx review as we take a look at from San Diego Comic Con 2012. This is their exclusive Jinx assortment. Basically, what you have on the left is the vintage 25th anniversary style Jinx, whereas on the right, you have a variant of that figure that is based on a comic appearance, but using a movie style, retaliation style head. Um, like I said, these were San Diego Comic Con exclusives. Let's take a look at each figure individually. This is the classic style of Jinx. And what I mean by that is this is the version of Jinx that most of us would recognize from G.I. Joe the movie and the cartoons, as well as the old vintage comics where she did make a few appearances. Red martial arts gi with a masked head. Now, the head is molded a little bit different than I remember. I remember it had more of a point at the top. Here in the back, you can see how it ties. Right off the bat, when I first saw this compared to the other figure's head, I was sort of like, well, how does all that hair fit? But, suspension of disbelief. Let's not forget, back in the day, Destro's Iron Mask head was the same size as, say, Duke's uh, helmetless head. Now, I should mention the body from the neck down was used for Retaliation Jinx, which I'm not sure if I don't remember if I mentioned it at the time, was a little bit of an issue with fans since there is molded details here in terms of the folds of the gi that were just painted over on that Retaliation figure to make it look like a yellow jumpsuit. Um, so yeah, and there is the little trademark dragon logo. So let's look at the unmasked variant. This version of Jinx is based on a appearance in a comic where she was training with Billy. The heads are very similar to that drawn style, but it is meant, I think, to look a bit more like the actress from Retaliation, Eloise Young or something. I hope I got that right. But this is a white Ninja Gi. It's a straight repaint of the first costume we saw. This time the dragon logo is actually done in gray here on the shoulder. You have like just red highlights, another dragon here down the leg. The big difference is the head. As you can see, it does have that visage of the actress, as well as not exactly because royalties, but also uh, like the comic. There is this very long ponytail, which is nice that it does not hinder neck articulation, which we will get to, but it does affect and cover up the peg hole for the katana sheaths. You can bend it out of the way, but in doing so, you will be bending the head down slightly. So that is something to keep in mind. Both figures have a limited set of accessories, but they are functional to the characters. They do share some weapons, but are painted differently. Uh, the classic version of Jinx comes with its own unique weapon, this being the double-ended battle staff, which the original figure came with. I think this is a modern interpretation of it. A sheath, as well as two katana swords. One plain, and then a second one done with a black wash along the non-edged surface. It looks very nice. Unfortunately, on mine, there's a little splotching here on the blade, but on the other side, it's clean, and the handles are black. So, like I said, not a lot of accessories, but it's functional for a ninja. Maskless Jinx basically has the same accessories. You have the two katanas with the painted edge. The handles this time are done in red. Um, Now on this katana, I want to point out, I kind of noticed that the tip is just a little pointier than on the masked Jinx version. The sheath is done in red, as you can see right here, very soft plastic. And then for its individualized weapon, you have this little hooked string Reaper blade thing. I do not know the proper ninja term, but this has been around for a couple of years, coming with various versions of Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Kamakamakura, and a bunch of other ninja figures. It is nice to see it here and adds a bit more variety to the set. Taking a look at the articulation, as I mentioned, the head is on a ball joint, but with the maskless version, that ponytail does get in the way, but it doesn't limit articulation that much. It's actually a high enough ponytail you can get it to move around. There is a ab crunch, very slight. You can do some rotation there. Universal joints in the shoulders, 90-degree bend at the elbow. Only a wrist rotation, no pivot. Ball jointed hips, 90-degree bend at the knees, double jointed knees, forward and back ankle articulation. But they do include the rocker joint. So you do have some enhanced articulation with these figures, just not the full slate that we were used to by this point. When Hasbro announced that they would be doing a double Jinx set at the San Diego Comic-Con, there were a few fans who were upset since a vintage style Jinx was somewhat demanded to complete the year collections of the vintage updates. Both figures are actually quite good. I mean, they are again ninjas. They do come with ninja weapons that we've seen in dozens of other figures before. The prices on the secondary market are sort of okay. Uh, I mean, it will obviously be a little bit more for the vintage Jinx just because. But let's be honest, if you want a Jinx that looks like its original real American Hero figure, as of right now, this will be your only way of getting it. The movie Jinx, it's kind of interesting. I know there's a lot of fans of the comics, so if you ever wanted to have that workout dojo kind of look, um, you can definitely pick that figure up, pair it with the Blind Master and Hard Master set from several years ago. Get an extra figure, switch heads with Scarlet, and you can actually maybe have a martial arts practicing Scarlet. Who knows? I remember at the time, I think I got these off a Big Bad Toy Store. I got them and they've actually sat for a while, but I'm glad to be able to finally bring them to you. This is your old pal Chuck for Jinx and Jinx. We will see you next time.